Welcome back to Celebrial, where we don't just watch the headlines. We read what's hiding between the lines. Because tonight, we're talking about Maya and why people are saying she never dared to speak on Jay-Z and Beyoncé until now. From late-night studio sessions to whispered rumors and that cold industry-style silence, this story is bigger than a catchy remix.
The confession was made on the other person's part that yes, they lied, but if that will ever come out from the person's mouth, who knows? Who cares? I've addressed it.
For years, Maya kept it moving while Jay-Z and Beyoncé climbed into music royalty. But behind the shine, fans swear there was a storm, and Maya was left to deal with the fallout alone. And that's the question that won't die. Was Maya a threat to the image? Did that Best of Me Part 2 remix come with a hidden cost? Because once you attach Jay-Z to a record, it's never just a feature. It's a spotlight. It's access. It's politics. And sometimes, it's a price tag you don't see until later.
Let me try this out and see what it's all about. And so I learned immediately along the way.
Now let's rewind. There's been buzz for years about alleged tension between Maya and Beyoncé. And almost every version of that story leads back to the same center, Jay-Z. It started with one song. When Maya dropped the Best of Me Part 2 remix featuring Jay-Z, the music hit. But the conversation went somewhere else. Fans didn't just hear a hot record. They started asking why the energy felt different, why the pairing felt loaded. Because Jay already had that reputation, mixing business with pleasure, moving close to women in the industry, then letting the rumors do what rumors do.
2020, fresh into the pandemic, on Valentine's Day, you married yourself for your music video, The Truth.
So, when that remix landed, people started wondering, was something going on behind the studio door? Was it really just music? Or was the studio chemistry a little too real? And then the Beyoncé question showed up right on schedule. Was Beyoncé already with Jay-Z at that time? If she was, how serious were they? Were they locked in, or were things still industry flexible? Because depending on that answer, the remix stops looking like a collab and starts looking like a complication.
Identified only as Jane Doe, says she was by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000.
Nobody had hard proof, no official confirmation, just whispers that wouldn't quit. And the longer the Carter's empire grew, the more people looked back at that era like, wait, what really happened around that record? And why did Maya go so quiet whenever those questions popped up? Because in this industry, silence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's survival. Maya never confirmed anything, and for years, she avoided the topic completely. But in this business, silence still makes noise. Behind the scenes, whispers started floating from insiders, DJs, and industry circles that her closeness to Jay-Z was a problem.
26 years, and I was 16, like you mentioned, when I got my first deal offered by an independent label in Washington, D.C.
Even if nothing happened, people moved like something did. And once Jay-Z and Beyoncé started becoming more public as a couple, the timing couldn't have been worse. Because when the world starts accepting a power couple, anyone who looks like a threat to that image becomes a target. And Maya didn't even have to do anything. Just being connected to a record with Jay was enough for people to assume the worst. Years passed, but the internet never forgets. Old clips resurfaced, blogs recycled timelines. Fan pages turned Best of Me Part 2 into a whole theory. Like it wasn't a studio session, it was a storyline. Then Beyoncé dropped Resentment, and people started projecting those lyrics onto real names, even though no one was mentioned. And that's how rumor culture works. Fans fill in blanks like it's fact.
Surprise, no more, hold up, stop, wait, reverse the tape. How much money can we make a nation one place?
Maya stayed quiet, until she didn't. In 2014, someone asked her directly on Instagram if she ever had an affair with Jay-Z, and she finally snapped the door shut. Her response was blunt. Never did, never was, never will. And she called the sources illegitimate and thirsty. Clear denial. No wiggle room. But even after that, the rumor kept breathing, because once the narrative is out there, It doesn't need proof to spread. It just needs repetition. You don't need proof to damage someone in this industry. People just need to believe the story. After that Jay-Z remix, the idea that Mia crossed a line was enough.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z.
Whether it was jealousy or pure business politics, support started drying up. Doors that used to open suddenly didn't. By 2014, she was putting music out independently. Quality work, solid production. But it didn't get the same machine behind it. No real radio push, fewer interviews, fewer TV looks, less carpet presence. It started feeling like she was being quietly erased. And that's what keeps people talking. Before that era, Maya was positioned as a major R&B/pop force. She didn't disappear because she lacked talent. She just stopped getting the same opportunities. Nobody from that power circle ever really addressed it. No public explanation, no clarity.
Identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000.
Just distance. Meanwhile, Maya has hinted over the years that she's turned down things that didn't feel right. And in this business, saying no to the wrong people can come with consequences. Then the conversation gets even messier when people bring Diddy into the wider web. Because Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just passing acquaintances. They were closely connected in the same elite spaces. And that's why, when Jay-Z later got pulled into legal headlines, the internet immediately rewound the tape and started asking,
I'm not a fan of things that project false things, as well as disrespect someone's character.
was Maya one of the early examples of how the machine moves when someone becomes inconvenient? Then the story took a sharper turn when Jay-Z got pulled into a lawsuit with claims people said sounded similar to the wider allegations swirling around Diddy. Jay-Z's team came out swinging, calling the accusations false, framing the lawyer Tony Busby as opportunistic, and saying the claims were hurting his family, especially his kids. But Busby didn't back down. He argued Jay-Z was trying to intimidate accusers, claimed there were attempts to keep things quiet, and insisted the matter was headed toward court. And that's when the internet did what it always does: rewind the tape. Because the moment one untouchable starts getting questioned, people start looking for patterns. Who got protected, who got pushed out, and who was allegedly pressured into silence. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about the lawsuit anymore. It pulled older rumors back into the spotlight, involving other artists around that era. Claims of industry control, exploitation, and behind-the-scenes intimidation. To be clear, a lot of what gets repeated online is unverified and shouldn't be treated like fact. But it shows why Maya's name keeps getting dragged back into these discussions. Not because anyone proved she did anything, but because people believe the machine can erase you the moment you become inconvenient. And then the spotlight swings to Beyoncé, because fans have always side-eyed the age gap and the timeline. The public story says they started dating when she was grown, but the internet has never stopped asking the same thing. Did Jay enter her world before she truly had freedom? Beyoncé was raised on discipline, rehearsals, routines, perfection. And some people believe that made her easier to shape, easier to manage, easier to keep inside a power couple script. Now circle back to Maya, because when people talk about her, they talk like she left a mark that doesn't fade. One rapper didn't even try to play it cool. He wrote a whole record admitting he used to have Maya posters on his wall as a kid, dreaming about her before fame, before money, before any of it. And when he finally got close to her in real life, he framed it like a fantasy turning real. Not just because she was beautiful, but because she felt genuine. He described her like the rare kind of celebrity that still has softness, peace, natural energy. The type who'd walk barefoot on the beach, light incense, live simple, and stay true to herself. Not Hollywood fake, not thirsty, just real. And that's why her name keeps coming back in these conversations, because Maya doesn't fit the messy narrative people tried to stick on her. She fits the inconvenient narrative, The one who wouldn't play along, the one who didn't fold, the one the machine couldn't fully control. He wasn't even living flashy like that. A Wilshire condo with basically no furniture, just an air mattress. And Maya still showed up, cooked for him, treated him like he mattered before the fame and money. That's what people say made her different. She didn't judge, she didn't chase clout, she moved like a real person. But not everyone respected her name. 50 Cent sparked a whole mess when he implied in a song that he'd been with Maya. She shut it down fast. No soft denials, no PR fluff. She called it a lie and said she hated when people used her name to sell attention and records. And when someone from 50's side tried to approach her at an event, she reportedly checked it immediately. Basically, I don't get down like that, and don't put that on me. Maya made one thing clear. Her reputation isn't a toy. And even if someone later admits they were lying, the damage doesn't just disappear. Maya stayed solid. She made it clear, some things aren't oops, my bad. And she wasn't going to stay quiet just because the person was famous. That's why people respect her. She moves with values, and she doesn't fold under pressure. But behind the scenes, her career was getting squeezed. She poured everything into her next album, Liberation, helped write, helped produce, really built it. And then the label started playing games, delays, pushed dates, more delays, until the worst thing happened. The whole project leaked online before it even dropped. And instead of backing her, the label basically treated it like the album was dead on arrival. Maya could have fought it in court, but that's years of money, time, and headaches. So she made the move most artists are scared to make. She walked away, went independent. No label controlling the sound, the image, the rollout. Just her, calling her own shots. Her first independent release even dropped Japan only, and people called it weird. But Maya didn't care. She wasn't chasing industry approval anymore. She was chasing freedom. She just wanted to keep creating. No approval, no permission, no waiting on a label budget. Just music. Leaving her label hurt. But it gave her freedom. And she chose that every time. Maya also stays private on purpose. People love digging into her dating life, but she doesn't feed it. She keeps her peace, keeps it moving. She even shared a moment from a label meeting with her dad and Chris Lighty, where an artist jumped in and said something untrue. When the lie got exposed, Maya didn't spiral or beg for an apology. She brushed it off and moved forward. Her mindset stayed the same. Pray for people who try to tear you down, and don't let the industry's disrespect change who you are. They tried to pressure her, steer her, and box her in. But Maya didn't fold. She said no, even when it cost her opportunities, because she knew her worth and refused to trade her self-respect for industry approval. That's why she moves different. Her confidence comes from within, not from praise, charts, or whoever's in power that week. And one of the boldest statements she ever made, the marry myself moment. In 2020, photos of her in a wedding dress on the beach went viral. No groom, just her. People thought it was a stunt, but Maya explained it was deeper than that. Yes, it tied into a music video, but it was also symbolic. A spiritual commitment to herself. A promise to love herself, protect her peace, and stay true. Not because she's alone, but because she's whole. She said, I married myself to prove you don't have to wait for someone else to complete you. You can be enough for you. And she looked powerful doing it. Standing on the beach in that wedding dress, ocean behind her, calm, but unshakable. And then she took it even further by building her own lane. Maya launched her own label, Planet 9, and the name says everything. She lives on her terms, her timeline, her rules. She once put it like this, her planet doesn't have to revolve around the sun every 365 days. If it takes her 7 years to finish something, so be it. The goal isn't rushing, it's being happy, healthy, and true to herself. Through all the noise, Maya never let the fame rewrite her. She protected her name, followed her heart, and stayed solid when the pressure got loud. She's not just a singer, she's a symbol of strength, peace, and real self-love. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Maya got pushed out, or did she choose peace over the industry?